Hi everyone, Andrew here. Welcome to my latest video. In this video I'm going to talk about some of the benefits that I've noticed since going vegan. I first went vegan almost 14 years ago, and I just want to tell you some of the benefits that I've noticed personally since I've gone vegan. Okay, so one of the first things I noticed, and one of the most important things, and this is actually what I was hoping for when I went vegan, and that is improved digestion. Okay, so before I went vegan, one of the things that motivated me to go vegan was that I realized that first of all, that I could get all of the nutrients that I needed without eating animal products, and that it would be beneficial for me to do so because animal products contain absolutely no fiber. Okay, and I had a lot of problems with my digestive system. Okay, I used to suffer horrible constipation and many other problems that accompanied it, and I figured if I increase my fiber intake, and especially stop eating foods that don't contain fiber, because every plant product, every plant food that you can find contains fiber, and a lot of plants contain huge amounts of fiber. So for people who go vegan, unless they're eating nothing but junk food or something, they'll never have problems with lack of fiber in their diet, because everything they eat will contain fiber. Whereas if you eat animal products, even if you eat a lot of things that contain fiber, and you take fiber supplements and everything, you're still going to have problems, because it doesn't work that way, that you can just add fiber along with foods that don't contain any fiber and expect everything to work out all right. It doesn't go well. Okay, I tried. I mean, I used to eat like a small piece of fish with some brown rice and then a whole bunch of fruit, or sometimes some vegetables and a bunch of fruit. So I'd get a lot of fiber from the fruits and veggies and a little bit from the grain, and then none from the fish, and my problems persisted. So another thing that goes along with the same issue of better digestion is that before I went vegan, I had horrible problems with hemorrhoids. I was in excruciating pain every time I moved my bowels. So I went vegan, improved my digestion, and suddenly no more problems with hemorrhoids. So I went from bleeding from my hemorrhoids almost every time I moved my bowels to having virtually no problems and almost never seeing any blood when I move my bowels. Okay, no problems at all. I don't need any treatment. I don't have to use any ointments anymore since I went vegan. Whereas before I went vegan, I had to use them all the time. So another one is that I have a lot more energy. I feel better in general. I feel healthier. I don't get tired as easily. I noticed that right away. Eliminating the animal products, I felt stronger, I felt healthier, and I felt more energetic. Okay, so another thing that I noticed is that my food costs went down dramatically. I went from eating a lot of fish to replacing that fish with things like beans and tofu. So my costs went down dramatically. And some of you are going to say, well, fruits and vegetables are expensive. Well, they can be if you live in, horrible places that are agriculturally poor, where fruits and vegetables have to be imported, and the growing seasons for the things that are grown locally are very short. It's true, these things can be expensive. But what kind of a diet are you eating if you're not eating fruits and vegetables? Whether you're eating animal products or not, you probably are eating fruits and vegetables, and if you're not, you're headed for an early grave. I mean, you're killing yourself. You're eating a terrible diet if you're not eating fruits and vegetables. So, and you don't have to eat more fruits and vegetables if you go vegan. You can replace all of the animal products with things like beans and bean products and nuts and seeds and grains. Okay? So you don't have to go from eating a bunch of meat to eating nothing but fruits and vegetables. By the way, if all you ate was meat, and you went from that to eating nothing but fruits and vegetables, it'd probably still be cheaper to be vegan. So going vegan is generally much less expensive. Eating a vegan diet, living the vegan lifestyle is generally much less expensive than living a non-vegan lifestyle. I mean, not only that, but other products that vegans abstain from, such as leather products. Which are more expensive, leather shoes or non-leather shoes? Leather jackets, non-leather jackets. Leather belts, non-leather belts. The reality is the leather costs a whole lot more than faux leather. Same with leather furniture. Leather upholstery is a whole lot more expensive than faux leather upholstery. Or other alternatives. So that's another one, is that it's a lot less expensive in general. Another thing I noticed when I went vegan was that it was just a lot less gross. What I mean by that is cleaning up, okay? Cleaning the plates was less gross, okay? After I went vegan than before. Taking out my trash was less gross. The trash didn't stink as much because it wasn't full of putrefying animal flesh. Following that same theme of being less gross, well, I also noticed that I had less BO, less body odor. Okay, my body odor wasn't as stinky. In fact, right around the same time I went vegan, I stopped using deodorant and antiperspirant completely. I didn't need it. Another one, along the same lines. Bad breath, okay? Vegans in general, and I've certainly noticed this, I had a lot fewer problems with bad breath. My breath isn't as bad when it is bad. Like if I haven't brushed my teeth for a while and, I have some bad breath, well, it's not nearly as bad now as it was when there was rotting animal flesh stuck in between my teeth and below the gum lines and whatever. Another benefit that I noticed when I went vegan was that I enjoyed eating a lot more than I had before. So for those of you who say things like, "Oh, I would never be able to go vegan. I love the taste of meat. I can't switch. I can't give it up." Well, that's bullshit. You don't like the taste of meat. You like the things that the meat is seasoned with. You like the salts and the seasonings that are put on the meat in order to make it palatable. If you liked the taste of meat, you would start salivating every time you saw a dead animal on the side of the road. You'd want to go and lick its bones clean. You would want to eat all the flesh you could find if you liked the flavor of meat. Nobody likes the taste of meat. The way that people learn to like to eat meat is that they get hungry. Usually this starts during childhood, and then they eat meat and they feel satiated, they feel satisfied, and so they learn to like the taste of what they've eaten. But it isn't the taste of the meat that you're liking in terms of the taste, it's the things with which the meat is seasoned. Okay? It's the flavors that are added to the meat to make the meat edible. The reality is nobody likes the taste of meat. Humans are not by nature carnivores. So it isn't easy for us to eat meat. We have to learn to eat meat. We have to be taught to eat meat. It's disgusting. Okay? And before I went vegan, I didn't enjoy eating. Another thing along the same lines with the improved digestion and also with being less gross is I have far less gas than I had before I went vegan. It's something I noticed right away. Far less gas, and the gas that I do have is far less stinky, far less gross. It's less powerful. The smell is less intense. It's less disgusting. Okay? The same is true of my bowel movements. the bowel movements, well, I don't have fewer bowel movements, I have more bowel movements, which is good. The bowel movements take less time, they are less painful, and the feces does not smell as bad. I'm not saying it doesn't smell bad at all. It's feces. Of course, it doesn't smell good. But it doesn't smell nearly as bad as it did before I went vegan. Another one that I noticed right away is that my mental health improved. I had less anxiety, less anger, and even a little bit less depression. Now, some of you who know me may know that I still suffer from depression. That's true. I do suffer from depression. But it has not been as severe since I went vegan as it was before I went vegan. Also, people who knew me when I was younger probably remember that I got angry frequently, had issues with anger, with controlling my temper. Gone ever since I went vegan. I don't get so angry. I don't lose my temper. Likewise, my anxiety. I have suffered from obsessive compulsive disorder and a couple of other anxiety disorders, but the OCD really goes back to childhood, early childhood. Like by the time I was 6 or 7 years old, I was compulsively washing my hands. I had a lot of other compulsions and obsessions, and I've been able to get that under control since going vegan. Never was able to get it under control before I went vegan, so it has helped with that. Along the same lines, my brain just works better in general. My cognitive function has improved dramatically. Another thing kind of along the same line as the improved cognition is that I have peace of mind of knowing that I'm contributing less to the destruction of the environment and to the suffering of animals. So I have dramatically reduced my carbon footprint by going vegan, and this makes me feel good. I cared about the environment long before I ever went vegan. I just never really thought about the environmental impact of animal agriculture until after I went vegan. By the way, so if you don't know about the impact of animal agriculture on the environment, I would recommend that you look into it. With everything that I'm saying, don't just take my word for things. Do some research. As far as the impact on the environment, I would recommend a documentary called Cowspiracy. If you want to know more about, and it's available online, various streaming services. A couple of other good documentaries that deal with the health issues of going vegan, and also possibly some of the other issues, are Vegucated and Forks Over Knives. Cowspiracy also talks about the health benefits of going vegan, of course. So I'd recommend that you check those out. Another great resource that specifically deals with health is the China Study. It's a book that was written, I think it was published in 2006 for the first time, and it's one of the most important, probably the most important book ever written on the subject of human nutrition. It's the most comprehensive study of human nutrition ever published. One more benefit that I've noticed is improved sexual performance, and this is very common among vegans. The fact is that meat causes impotence. Animal products, especially red meat and also eggs, have been linked to erectile dysfunction and other sexual problems. So if you've ever had any of the health problems that I mentioned, okay, any of the issues, the BO, the bad breath, the hemorrhoids, the constipation, gas, nausea, other digestive system issues, if you've had skin problems such as acne, anything that you've had, if you have trouble with energy, lack of energy, fatigue, if you have trouble with sexual performance, any of these things that you've ever noticed, go vegan. What could it hurt? And by the way, if going vegan seems like too much, you think, oh, I can't handle going vegan. I want to be able to eat out in restaurants, for example, without worrying if everything is vegan. I want to be able to eat at family gatherings without having to tell everybody, oh, I'm vegan, I won't eat any of this. Well, consider just switching to a plant-based diet, okay, such that you eliminate all animal products for the most part. What I think will happen if you do that is you will feel so much better as a result of eliminating the animal products from your diet that eventually you will go vegan. You will go all the way, and you'll say, I don't eat animal products, and you'll want to educate other people about it. So you won't be hesitant to speak up and say, no, I don't eat that. I won't eat that because I'm vegan. You know, and the other thing is, you won't miss the animal products, I'll tell you that. I mean, the longer you go without eating animal products, the weirder it will seem to you that you ever did eat animal products. The weirder the concept of eating animal products will become. It just seems so crazy to me, 14 years later, to think about eating animal products. It just seems gross. I hope you found this video informative, and if you enjoyed watching this video, don't forget to click the like button and subscribe to my channel for more videos about veganism, about health, about wellness, about many other things. And yeah, thank you for watching.